A very warm welcome to all of you to this virtual session on business intelligence and financial audit initiated by Faculty Development Cell of VVM Shree Damodar College of Commerce and Economics. I recommend all the participants to mute yourself and put up your questions in the chat box, which will be addressed during question or session. Business intelligence comprises the strategies and technologies used by enterprises for the data analysis of business information. Business intelligence technologies provide historical, current, and predictive views of business operation. Business intelligence greatly enhances how a company approaches its decision making by using such data. At the outset, I would like to invite our principal, Professor Prita Malya, to formally welcome our prominent speaker of today's session, CME, Dr. Kinnari Thakkar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sandesh. And respected speaker, resource person of the day, Professor Kinnari Thakkar. Welcome to Shree Damodar College, virtually this time, and maybe next year, if everything permits, you can physically visit the campus. We're looking forward to that. I'm really happy to welcome you to this faculty development. It's really not a program, it's a session that we are having. The FDP cell of the college, they have taken the initiative. They have several sessions like this, regular sessions like this, to help teachers update their knowledge and also develop new areas of interest. And especially when the younger staff, younger teachers listen to recent developments, it can give them ideas for research. So the faculty development cell is also works as they are also the research cell. The same teachers are also part of the research cell. So it's two going together. So they have been arranging sessions like this, and we are very happy that, ma'am, you could be with us today. For this, because it is business intelligence, from what Sandesh says, is the source for all the data analysis. And all of us know that data analytics, business analytics is the new, it's like the new oil, data is the new oil. So I'm happy also to see several students here. When we have not made it compulsory for students, having students attend is really something that is very encouraging to see. So I welcome all the students, and please take advantage of this, of the presence of the head department of commerce of Bombay University. It's a very enviable position to hold. So please take advantage of ma'am's presence and ask as many questions as you can, as you want. I'm sure ma'am will only be too happy to answer. So welcome also. There are, I know, faculty members from other colleges. They're attending here. Some are on YouTube. We thought we would open it up to as many teachers who would like to attend. So I wish everybody a very enriching experience today, and we look forward to hearing from you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite convener. Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite convener of Faculty Development Cell, Dr. Leela Gama, to introduce the speaker of today's session.
Thank you, Sandesh. Good day, Ma'am Kinnari and all the participants. PJ Abdul Kalam once said, and I quote, "Teaching is a very noble profession that shapes the character, caliber, and future of an individual. If the people remember me as a good teacher, that will be the greatest honor for me." Unquote. Academic Excellence Cell of our college, in its efforts to infuse the best in teachers, have initiated resourceful sessions by eminent speakers. And today, I'm happy to present before you a very astute, distinguished academician who not only created a niche for cell in India, but also abroad. Very appropriately, akin to our Commerce College, Ma'am Tecker will be speaking on business intelligence and financial audit. Dr. Kinnari Thakkar, Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, University of Mumbai. Friends, Kinnari Thakkar has a long 22 years of teaching experience. Her 2 decades have been tremendously rewarding. Ma'am Thakkar is a recipient of awards like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award for Teaching Excellence and Shiksha Ratna Puraskar for meritorious performance in teaching. She is the author of many books and publications in national and international journals. Her diligent self is evident from the fact that she has been a prominent figure at the University of Mumbai and Pune, either as a member or as a chairperson. Her laurels have no end. 5 students have completed their PhD under her guidance, and 5 are pursuing. To add further, she has completed 4 research projects, of which 2 were funded by ICSSR. She has been a resource person for numerous seminars, conferences, workshops, and webinars. To be specific, this will be her 112th one. After this impressive data, I'm sure all are anxious to hear from Ma'am Thakkar. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation, and I hand over the proceedings to you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
For this wonderful introduction.
Business intelligence combines business analytics, data mining, data visualization, data tools, and infrastructure, and the best practices to help organizations to make more data-driven decisions. Now, I invite eminent speaker of today's session to kindly proceed this session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Sandesh. Respected Principal, Madam Rita Malia, Madam, Dr. Leera Gama, dear organizing committees, the teacher participants, and dear students, a very good morning to each one of you. And I will directly start with the session because I think I have not many things to say about business intelligence, as business intelligence is the mainstream today. And I also will like to share that we are in a world where we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Our pandemic has made the entire strategy of teaching, learning a different mode. It has given it a different mode. In the same way, the new developments which will be taking place now will be a complete different learnings for all teachers as well as all the learners. So let me start with the one of the most important topic, which is the need of the hour, that is business intelligence and financial audit. I will also try to cover some topics where business intelligence is applied in business and marketing of new ideas and marketing of new products. So with some examples related to how business intelligence can be used to enhance and to expand your business, these kind of strategies and the examples I will try to quote. So let me try to share my screen first. Just give me 1 second for sharing the screen. I will try to make it a slideshow. If it is not visible, please let me know, because at times slideshow is not visible. At times only the normal style of PPT is visible.
We can see it. It's visible.
It's visible, so I will start.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
So business intelligence and financial audit. That was for the one of the most reputed college in Goa. I don't know why it is going slow. So friends, remember that what we are learning right now is not what is auditing. The basic principles of auditing remains the same. But what we are going to do is how we are shifting our process of conducting audit from a manual audit or from using a lower level toolkits to a higher level toolkits. So principles of auditing, I can just read out some principles. That confidentiality, the principle remains the same. The auditor has to be confidential when the audit performance is going on. Objectivity and independence status of an auditor will remain the same. Integrity, with full integrity, the auditor will have to conduct the process of auditing with the intention to ensure that there is a true and fair view of financial statements. The auditor has to use evidence-based approach. That means without proper evidence, you cannot come to draw any conclusion. Risk-based approach. Risk-based approach means whatever statements and whatever profit and loss and balance sheet you are auditing, you have to ensure that what is the amount of risk involved in that, what is the type of test which you are doing in analyzing and in coming to in giving your forming an opinion and preparing your report, and due professional care. So we will understand now what is the meaning of business intelligence. So we are combining understanding the use of business intelligence, the application of business intelligence in the auditing. The process of auditing, the principles of auditing remains the same. But what is business intelligence and how this business intelligence will enable proper conduct and smooth, seamless conduct of audit? That is what we have to understand. But before understanding the application of business BI in audit, we'll understand what do you actually mean by business intelligence. Now, business intelligence is a set of process, architectures, and technologies that convert raw data into meaningful information that drives profitable business action. So whatever data you have, raw data, you have to convert it into meaningful information, and that will be done through algorithms. So that will be done through steps and processes which will allow you to dig proper data, proper information from a humongous data which is collected from various sources. And the toolkits which has been now applied are used applications are used. Earlier, the entire auditing was done manually. Then we shifted to Excel and other toolkits, but now we are moving towards artificial intelligence and use of artificial intelligence in business, which is a business intelligence way of applications, and that will be allowing us to find out what are the outliers, to identify the anomalies and the outliers of any business activity. So a business intelligence has a direct impact on organizations' strategic, tactical, and operational business decisions. Direct impact on all the three, and it is on fact-based decisions. It is not just on the basis of some information which is not a systematically collected information. It is fully on the basis of facts and a systematic collected information. So now what business intelligence is technologically driven, and various softwares are used. And what are the stages of business intelligence? The main stages which you will have is to collect data, to analyze the data, and to obtain insights. Sometimes insights can be obtained from hindsight, and those insights can be applied, can be used to analyze and to foresight the trends, the future trends in the business. So three stages here important is: one, to collect data, to analyze the data, and on the basis of hindsights and using your insight, you develop a foresight of where you will actually land up in near future as well as in distant future. So you are actually the entire journey of your business development you will be able to understand by using the application of business intelligence. So it is an extension of work. Basically, it is an extension of work which is done with the help of technology. Like, for example, in the pandemic, you see how blackboard has been replaced by whiteboard, and now we are all into virtual classroom. So what is the main difference between this blackboard to whiteboard, and how we can track whether the system is functioning in a proper manner? I'm sure a college like yours will be definitely having learning management sources like Moodle, or maybe Microsoft Teams, or Google Classrooms. So how you know from Microsoft Teams, if you see that when you are when you are using that, you come to know which teacher, the principal has an advantage, which teacher has taken which class, logged in into which lecture, which session at what time, log out into what time, which students have logged in at what time, logged out at what time. So what is this basically? It is a glance. If you see the dashboard of Microsoft Teams, it will at a glance give you the information. Now, for what purpose this information is used? The purpose of which this is used is to ensure that whatever gaps we are finding now, the gaps can be fulfilled, and the gaps can be filled in such a way to ensure that you are in a better position to perform the same functions. So the dashboard. So basically, business intelligence is creating a dashboard. A dashboard of what? A dashboard of every such information, which will be useful in rectifying the errors which has happened in past, and also in ensuring that same errors are not repeated. And if there is any anomaly, these anomalies are also taken care of. So basically, business intelligence is technology's application and practices for collection, integration, analysis, and presentation of business information. So we are collecting, integrating, analyzing, and presenting the business information. Now, everything depends on data. So data is the oil, as madam also said, data is the oil of today's world. So everything will be data driven. And because of huge data and systematic presentation of data, the data is presented in a very the visualization. It is pleasing to your eyes. At one glance, you will know what kind of decisions you need to take on what kind of problems or errors which are occurring in the past. So it supports better decision making. So what is the importance of artificial intelligence and the importance of business intelligence? Now, artificial intelligence and business intelligence will help you to understand the intricacies of technology. And as an auditor, you don't have to understand the intricacies, but you have to understand the potential. So business intelligence will enhance your tool of analysis. But you will not be a person who will develop an application. You have to just understand that in what best way it can be used, the potential of that which can be used to make various decisions. So it is a game changer for various industries. Like today's world, if you ask somebody to stay without a cell phone for say 5 hours, that becomes a nomophobia. That you cannot survive without a cell phone. In the same way, in future, if you ask business to stay without the business intelligence app, it will be impossible for them to survive, because that will be the main crux of their decision making, the support of their decision making on the basis of which their future decisions will be dependent on. So AI covers number of interlinked technologies. So interlinked technologies covered by artificial intelligence. What are these technologies? Data mining. Data is available in an extremely large quantity, large set, and humongous data is available. But what is important is you have to mine the data in such a way that enables you to make decision. So data mining is defined as a process used to extract usable data from a large set of raw data, and it implies analyzing the data patterns in large batches of data using one or more software. So data mining, which is also known as knowledge discovery in data, is one of the most important stage where your entire process of business intelligence begins. Then you have machine learning. You can see this diagram of machine learning. That ordinary system, how much time it takes, but if you apply artificial intelligence, it enables, through machine learning, it enables to learn, predict, and improve. So machine learning supports 3 different stages of your business intelligence. It learns, it will analyze the patterns on its own, it will predict the pattern of future, and it will enable us to make a better decision. So the most important task of machine learning is regression, classification, and clustering. So what does machine learning do? Learns the pattern, predicts, and sound business decision making. It will enable you to prepare. Then you have speech recognition. Everybody knows we all use smartphones. So we have speech recognition, that is speech to text, in ability for a machine or a program to identify the words spoken and aloud and convert it into readable text. Sentiment analysis. Now there are so many businesses which collects data in the forms of emojis. So a sentiment analysis, when you buy anything from Amazon, immediately you will get in the next day either on your email or on your app that what was your experience about the product. So sentiment. So business intelligence also enables to ensure that the sentiment of the customers are tracked in a systematic way, and therefore this will enable again to ensure that how should you service and improve your service, and how the products needs modification. Importance of artificial intelligence and business intelligence. The combination of finance function and business intelligence developments provides an opportunity to reshape decision making and improve performance. So you are reshaping the decision making. BI is about a company-wide recognition that a company's data is an important strategic asset and can be used for valuable management information can be gathered from that and implemented for information for better decision making. Now I will give you one example for this before I proceed with the next slide. That suppose how to use business intelligence in understanding the trend and pattern, and how it can be helpful in using that in the auditing. So for example, you see financial institutions. How do financial institutions lend to their customers? What is the lending rates, the lending rates of the financial institutions? That is generally fixed on the basis of the guidelines which are available by the Reserve Bank of India. So for lending, there is a rate which is called as a base rate, the minimum rate of interest below which the institutions and banks cannot lend to the customers. Now, how do you identify that there are certain customers to whom the rates have been modified drastically? Some up and there it is fine, somewhat deviations, some percentage of deviation is acceptable, but drastic variation in the benchmark rate, so then their business intelligence will help. You cannot manually identify and manually point out through the humongous data that which customers and at which rate lending has been done, which is a deviation from the benchmark. So your benchmark you set. So you write an algorithm. You can have taken expert, a technical expert's help. As I told you, auditor is not a technical person. Auditor will take the help of somebody and ensure that this help, support and help which is taken. In fact, there is a standard of auditing which also I will discuss, that as per that standard, auditor is legally allowed to take experts' opinion and work performed by others and help from others to ensure that his audit is conducted smoothly and seamlessly. So what the auditor will do, auditor will take a help of the person and say that you design, you write an algorithm and put this as a benchmark lending rate, say at the rate of 10%. So an algorithm will be run in that database, and you will immediately popped up. You will immediately get these rates at a particular rate, 10%. Many customers have been given loans, but there are few of them whose rates are different, significantly different, and deviated from the benchmark rate. So this is how auditor will do his auditing work, by taking the help of business intelligence and by making run an algorithm which can be used to trace the client's lending rate, which is done below or above the benchmark rate. So this is how artificial intelligence and business intelligence can prove the audit work, which was once upon a time as a test check, will not be a test check. See, so many scams have happened. Auditor has said that we missed that in the test check. Now auditor will not be able to take the help of that statement, that because we have conducted test check, it was inadvertently missed from our assessment process, because there is no concept of test check. In fact, you will have to remove that entire concept of test check from the syllabi, because now onwards it will be 100% entire population which will be analyzed, because just run an algorithm and you get on the dashboard the details of deviations and outliers which are taking place, which are happening in that particular data which is available to you. But for that, your data has to be very systematically recorded, collected, and proper algorithm has to be run for ensuring better results. So you can see here, accounting is all about producing management information, and finance is all about applying the knowledge. So once your accounting base is perfect, you are producing information, recording of information is perfect, only then your decision making will be valuable, and the decision making will be really fruitful for analyzing, and the audit also will be fruitful for analyzing or for preparing a company's report. So management accountants should consider the potential of business intelligence in their business and be prepared to champion the BI projects wherever it is appropriate. So BI in auditing, as I told that BI in auditing, you have today's fast-paced, information-driven market environment makes business intelligence a critical imperative. You have no option. You cannot be an exception and say that no, auditing BI is in a long way ahead. We are not in a position to implement it. Now there are so many open sources and softwares which will help you to establish, which will help you to implement that in your business. The choice of data to be considered extends beyond the enterprise and external factors such as market conditions and other financial, non-financial information. A continuous auditing approach can find deficiencies. What is the purpose? Why are we doing auditing? To identify deficiency, to identify exceptional patterns. In auditing, when you see the first statement, auditor is a watchdog, not a bloodhound. So when you say in a slang language, it is a dog that should bark but not bite. So you can just say it is, you should limit, then you will have to disclose the PAN card. You have to PAN number. You have to disclose the PAN number. So what an auditor can do, suppose if the auditor finds that in a day there are huge amount of deposits which are made by certain person, and that person has not disclosed PAN card, or maybe PAN card has been disclosed, still there is more than what is set as a benchmark for depositing cash into the bank. The auditor can take an help of an technical person, ask the person to run an algorithm, set a benchmark that the number of persons who have deposited more than rupees 50,000 in the bank on this particular month. So immediately, within minutes, within seconds now, you will get an information of the number of persons who have deposited cash into the bank with their PAN numbers. If they have not written their PAN numbers, that also will be an outlier, an anomaly, and that also will be easily disclosed. So such kind of algorithms which can be run through business intelligence apps can enable an auditor to detect the fraudulent activity within minutes. So therefore, again I am repeating, auditor cannot secure themselves now. If everywhere BI will be implemented very soon in every organization, they cannot secure themselves by telling that test check was applied and they missed out these transactions. So next example I can, if you see here, is use of BI in continuous auditing, not targeted entirely towards auditor, but used for the business as a form of internal control. Auditing is just not final reporting, it is also an internal control. So you have to identify that internal control also is in place. So one more example for identifying the internal control and how identification of an outlier will enable not only the auditor but also the company to to improve their service or to adopt a different strategy for the service. Now, for example, there was a case in case of Flipkart. The Flipkart observed that there were certain orders which used to get cancelled very frequently. So you might be buying from Flipkart and Amazon. You have an option, either you pay by credit card or you have cash on delivery. So what happened was in Flipkart that every time there was a purchase order which was generated, purchase order was made, and the option picked was cash on delivery. And when the message of delivery is sent, immediately, just sometimes before the delivery message, there was a cancellation of order. So every time there was a cancellation. Now, what happened? How did this got resolved and how this strategy got evolved? New strategy was implemented by the Flipkart that when they observe that there are certain orders which gets cancelled just before the delivery, and if they wanted to study the trend, they took the help of business intelligence app, and they run an algorithm which could trace that which pin code shows failure or cancellation of orders. So which pin code was more where there had failure and cancellation. You must be knowing in Amazon and Flipkart, pin code is given very specific importance, great importance, because that is how they identify and they locate the area, and on the basis of that area there are certain discounts, concessions, etc. Which is maybe given to the that particular area. So it could locate the pin code for which the orders were cancelled, and therefore the strategy was changed, and for that particular pin code the strategy was adopted that either make payment through credit card in advance, or there will be no delivery of any kind of products to such locations. So this algorithm helped in this algorithm which was run helped the company in identifying the deviations, the outliers, the problematic areas of the business, and enabled them to make intelligent business decisions. So this is an importance of business intelligence. Even now you see when if you see the areas where a business tool can be used. So it can be for the purpose of auditing in many different scenarios in an organization, and especially I told fraud detection, that is an example of financial institution. Another example which I like to give is of Amazon. Now Amazon, if you see, it can be indifferent. Amazon or Flipkart or any e-commerce companies, they are indifferent between two credit cards. They don't have special feelings or special credit liking for a specific credit card. However, what they do is they find that a lot of people through the business intelligence app, they can find that a lot of people in the past are using, say, HDFC cards, and they are buying high value products. So other cards are used, but HDFC, especially for high value products, HDFC cards are very popularly used. So now what they will come out with a strategy for enhancing their business and for expanding their business, they will start giving cashback. So there are so many times when you are booking flight tickets, when you are taking for buying purchases, if you are buying high value products, there are certain credit cards on which you get 10% cashback and some offers, etc. So how this is identified? Again, running an algorithm and identifying that these products, these cards are very popular, and therefore if you are giving more discounts or kind of encouragement to use these cards, then your business can expand, and then you can have a different strategy altogether for capturing the market. So this is how business intelligence works, and this is how an auditor also can identify the deviations from any kind of transactions which are there in the database. So meta level. So finally, what is important? Meta level data. So everything here you see is data driven. If you have wrong data, you cannot make sound decisions. So meta level data can be available and become instrumental in identifying the target audience. Same thing I can say in e-commerce companies, you have coupon code. You have seen many times, many places where coupon codes is applicable. So how these coupon codes and everything is decided, you go to the Amazon app and then you at least search for a product. You may not place an order, but you search for a product, the artificial intelligence captures that, and later on when you again search for the product, they will pop out with some of the discounts, concessions and offers and coupon codes, so that it motivates you to encourage to buy that product. So artificial intelligence can also, this business intelligence can also improve your marketing strategies and marketing skills, and ensure your company, it is actually encouraging the persons who are visiting those sites and apps for making different purchases. Quality of data, as I already gave examples of different quality of data. Then what does the business intelligence tool does? It raises alerts. It raises alerts for any discrepancy or flaw which is detected. Any discrepancy detected, immediately it will raise an alert, but you have to run an algorithm for that. The common use is in continuous auditing business. And business intelligence relies on a number of KPIs. Now, KPIs are again another imperative of business. That how do we judge we are good? We should have some benchmark. Like in your institute, say your college, how do we say that we perform better than other colleges? So you will have results, say your TYPCom undergraduate final year result. University of Goa University results is say 50%, but your results are 80%. And the number one college, if you have any, or your comparative peer are 85%. So always key performance, there has to be a benchmark on the basis of which you can judge that we are performing better. So an auditor, to apply his skills of analyzing, always will consider one benchmark and make a comparative analysis, comparative with peers and comparative with the industry. So key performance indicator is the crux imperative, crucial imperative of application of business intelligence. What does this include? It includes all this data mining, reporting. Reporting is combining the spreadsheet and visualization. Then performance metrics and benchmarking, as I told, key performance indicators are benchmarking and performance indicators. Then descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis is mean, median, mode, standard deviation, etc. So on the basis of average, you come to know where your organization stand. Then querying means to find out the deviations. Any further statistical analysis. Visualization of data, that is dashboard. The dashboard which will tell you the trends, the patterns of the transactions. And visual analysis, it will give you at a glance view, that is a BI stack. And finally, preparing the data for decision making. So what are the different data analytics, how the data, what does it contain? Generally, it will be a descriptive analysis, diagnostic analysis, and predictive analysis. So you described what has happened, you diagnose what is an outlier, and then you predict and make proper future decisions where your company will be, it is important for the company. Actually, in my laptop, this dashboard is functioning. I don't know in this laptop, when I'm in the university right now, this dashboard is not becoming live. Otherwise, this is live one which I can which displays that how the entire system of business intelligence application, that is a Power BI, functions. So you can just see on the on this dashboard, because it is not happening live, I'm not able to do it. But otherwise, it will show you that what are the monthly sales, which companies discounts, how many discount was given to which companies, which creditors, debtors have made payments in time, from where we have received payments above 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, etc. So any information about business, you can easily, at a glance, you can see from, visualize from the dashboard of business intelligence. So a picture is worth 1,000 words. So every time, pleasing visualization will make you a better decision maker. Now see how the earlier picturization, how was the traditional view. Traditional view was like this, bar chart and graphs. And now you have to see, if you want to see the GDP of a country, everywhere you can see on the basis of world map and highlighted countries, you can see the GDP. So this is a difference in the view of the traditional presentation and the modern presentation. So here a view again, share of manufacturing automation in total employment. So every country you can see, this is a share and on the basis of different icons which are shown, you can see which countries are developing countries which are having less share, more share, etc. So it is all about visualization and dashboard. So this is one testimony. You can just read the testimony from one of the important person who is into the business intelligence services. We have surveyed our customers in business and found that what they value most in finance business is that their finance process training has given them an understanding of business process, inherent risk, and financial impact. This means that they know what it takes to get things done and can attend to the detail. So through business intelligence apps, you can easily get the things done and you can attend the detail of what your intention to do is. So current gap, what is the gap analysis now? ERP systems has to be implemented. right now, presently, the financial reporting is poor. I cannot say fully poor, but still I cannot say very confidently that it is good, because if it would have been good, you may not have so many scams which are still happening in the banks. If you see last test checks, you had the bank's situation, you cannot rely on test checks. Now the gap will be filled, and now you will have 100% checking of all the data, transactions and the data. And poor consolidation. So poor consolidation also was one gap which is now being filled. So all these gaps are filled, and all these gaps are properly tackled and dealt with in case with the use of business intelligence. So again, how it is useful in this finance, transformation in finance, management, finance expansion, and BI stack. What is transformation in finance? Transformation in finance is, if you see here in this triangle, decision support was very less, but here decision support is very high. So the number of hours devoted to decision support was very less in one transaction, in one traditional or conventional way of information. But now your decision timing is, devotion to time for decision is very high. But here transaction timing was very high. So this is the difference in the this is a transformation which has taken place. The number of hours devoted for recording was higher, but now it has gone to the number of hours for decision making is more than the number of hours of recording. Then in management of finance, normally we had only reporting of profit and loss account statements, etc. But now you can report governance, ethics, performance management. You can have reporting, narrative reporting. You can have green accounting reporting. You can have compliance reporting, and there are number of reportings which is possible through the help of the business, because your time devoted again is more here. So now you can go for number of managerial level functioning because of application of business intelligence in the organization. And last is business stack. Business stack is your graphical view of all business activities. If you want to see sales during the month, you can see the sales during month, year, number of customers who are the high buyers, number of sales, maximum sales. So in at a glance, you can see everything. So how does business intelligence help the management accountant? Management accountants should be engaged in BI because they also have important roles to play in helping to realize its potential. So you should realize the potential of the business, making the business case for investing in business intelligence, implementation of BI, ensuring the data quality. Data is the crux, so data quality is important. Performance management and analysis. So finally, analysis will help you in making future decisions. And what are the applications? The applications will be, you should ensure that the data is used, a pervasive use of data by the analyst. There are tools in silos. There are so many small different tools available, but and a different gap between that. So you have to break those silos, and you should have, there is nothing like one tool, different tools for different transactions. Now everything is just business intelligence application. So you have only one application which can perform all the functions. Earlier we had different way in making perform in ensuring that these are performed but now there is only one application which will ensure that integration. In short, it is an integration of activities and conduct of audit. And lastly, I like to say that there is a myth that with the application of implementation of business intelligence, there will be job losses and there will be unskilled jobs. I mean, unskilled jobs will only that will be performed. Then everywhere automation and robotization will take place. But you should remember that that myth will not serve for at least for a developing country like India, because final data recording and everything has to be done manually. Data mining and business intelligence both are coming together. The data mining identifies patterns, correlations or relationship, but how recording is done, application will do the application job. Now finally artificial intelligence is what? Artificial intelligence will do what human ask them to do. But final ethical decision making and judgment, which is needed for futuristic decision, is only can be taken by humans. So business intelligence will provide you information, because whatever you feed in, your information will be on the basis of that. But decision making cannot be done by business intelligence. It will give you a path, it will show you a direction, but final decision making has to be done only by humans. So that myth of job losses and because of which your youth will remain unemployed, that myth, that is just a myth, and it may not be practically what's happening in the future. So lastly, I like to say that the main database of BI vendors have been integrating data mining functionality into their offerings, and business intelligence considers these structured data and brings to light patterns and trends that could guide business decisions. But its scope is now expanding, and therefore a human also, in addition to business intelligence, human intelligence will also play a big role. Of course, you cannot just do away with that. Will play a big role in ensuring that your business functions in a very smooth manner. So thank you very much for giving the opportunity. And you can find me at kinnarit@commerce.mu.ac.in. And now the forum is open for questions. So any questions, most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Session was very informative, very insightful, thought-provoking, which will improve our business intelligence quality. Now session is open to address questions answer. I request you all, please unmute yourself and address the questions if you have.
Sandesh, your camera is on. Are there any questions from students or faculty members?
Yes. I request everyone to please ask your questions if you have.
Looks like Professor Kinnari, there are no questions.
What
we'll do also is, we'll share your email.
Yeah, it's a new topic, so most of them may not be,
Yes. Yeah, it's a very new topic. Yes.
Very new topic, yes.
but very informative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Now I invite our Vice Principal, Dr. Rodney De Silva, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Professor Kinnari, there is a question in the chat box
Yeah.
from a student.
Yes, ma'am. What is the question? I'll just go through.
It says, how do you see the scope of blockchain technology in business? This is a student called Jay Patel.
In future, every organization will adopt that, sir, because that is it is an, you cannot just stay away from it. All the business decisions and majority of the decisions will be through business intelligence and through blockchain technology. So that is the future, and maybe 10 years, 5 years, not even 5 years, maybe 3-4 years down the line, you will see every business will be using these technologies for better and purposeful decision making. Any other question?
Ma'am, I think there are no other questions.
No problem. You can conclude then.
Good afternoon. On behalf of my principal, good afternoon. On behalf of my principal, my teacher colleagues, and students, I thank CMA Dr. Kinnari Thakkar for a very nice presentation on financial audit and business intelligence. Ma'am, I was watching your slides and all. You have taken a lot of trouble to make this presentation. It was very nice and very informative.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. As we come to an end of this virtual session, I urge all of you to switch on your camera for photograph.
Done, Sandesh?
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Professor
Yeah,
Kinnari. I'll talk to you later. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I'll leave
Talk to you in the
them.
evening.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.